So, as you can see here, I've got the measurements. Just going to talk about the measurements, conversions that go into measurements, so that you feel confident in when you're changing things up in recipes. Okay. So let's start with the big guy right here. Okay. This guy is a full 8 cups. Okay. 1 gallon is equal to 16 cups. 1 gallon is also equal to 4 quarts. Quart, a quarter of a gallon. Okay. So this guy right here is a half gallon, has 8 cups. Okay. So essentially 1 quart is 4 cups. This is a half gallon. This measuring guy right here, you see right here it says 1 quart, 4 cups. Now, that's 1 quart. Now a pint is 2 cups. Okay? And then you've got your single cup. 1 cup, 8 ounces. Okay? Half a cup would be 4 ounces. Okay? A quarter cup will be 2 ounces. So as you can see on this right here, you're looking at it, and you want to make sure that as you're filling things up, that you're looking at the base of the lid, the base of the water. So you see right there, you see how the water kind of folds up a little bit. Okay, you want to make sure that you're hitting right. That line is sitting right there on the bottom. When you're measuring liquids, okay, you always want to use this style of container for measuring liquids. Okay, you don't really want to use these for measuring liquids. Obviously, if you're measuring liquids in a teaspoon or a tablespoon, you don't really get the markings on this that you would for the rest of these. Okay. Now let's talk about the other ones. So, if you remember right, 16 cups equal 1 gallon. So we'll have to do this 16 times if we want to equal 1 gallon. Okay. You got your half cup. I've lost my 3rd cup. I love using the 3rd cup. It's the one that usually ends up getting lost all the time because it makes perfect pancakes. I love using the 1/3 of a cup to make pancakes. Those pancakes are not really nice. So I always end up losing them. Quarter cup, and then the 1/8 of a cup. So 1 cup is equal to 8 fluid ounces. Now I don't want you to confuse fluid ounces with weight ounces, like pounds and ounces. Okay? For water, oil, butter, okay, they are pretty well interchangeable. There's a little variation, but for the most part in your cooking, it doesn't really matter too much. So if you've got a pound of butter, you'll end up having 2 cups. Usually that pound of butter is cut into quarter sticks. Okay, so each one of those sticks will be 4 ounces of weight, and 4 ounces is also 1/2 cup. Okay, so again, pound of butter is 2 cups, 1 stick is 1/2 a cup. Okay, and that's only because water, milk, and oils are very similar to that weight to volume conversion. Okay. When you start getting into other things like molasses and heavy syrup, that conversion does not work anymore. Okay. Just want to make sure that we understand that. Okay. So if 1 cup is 8 ounces, as you can see right here, And that would mean that your coffee scoop, which is 1/8 of a cup, is 1 ounce. Okay? Now, 1 tablespoon is 1/2 of an ounce. So 1 teaspoon is not 1/2 of a tablespoon. 1 teaspoon is 1/3 of a tablespoon. So if you only have teaspoons and you need to try and do a tablespoon, guess what? You got to do 3 of these. A lot of times in the conversions, when you're having recipes or something like that and they say a tablespoon, some kits will have an actual 1/2 tablespoon. But if they don't, tablespoon is 3 teaspoons, so that would be 1 1/2 teaspoons. So that's where this guy comes in handy, that 1/2 teaspoon. And then you've got the 1/4 teaspoon. Okay, so we got a 1/4 teaspoon. Okay, 4 of those makes 1 teaspoon. Okay, 3 teaspoons equal a tablespoon. So if you have 1/2 tablespoon, you'll want to use both a 1 teaspoon and a 1/2 teaspoon. Okay, it's always good to use weights when you're doing dry goods like flour and spices and things like that, because of the ability for those things to be compacted. So you always need to be careful about those kinds of stuff. Those can really mess up a recipe because it's not as compacted into your cup as the person who created the recipe. So when it comes to that kind of stuff, I highly suggest that you use actual weights on dry goods. A gallon, 4 quarts. 1 gallon is 8 pints. 1 gallon is 16 cups. 1 gallon is also 128 fluid ounces. Okay. So a gallon is 128 fluid ounces. 1 quart is 32 fluid ounces. A pint is 16 fluid ounces. And a cup is 8 fluid ounces. Anyway, so there's your conversion on that. Thank you very much.